Okay, so I'm going to show you um, how to update categories and a little bit more about the category section on WordPress. So if you click on posts and then click on categories, this will take you right to where we need to be. From there, you'll see similar page layout. Anytime you see like a pop-up like this, you can ignore it. Something usually geared more for your developer or someone that's going to know more information and how to make updates. So don't ever click these. Okay, so categories. Here are categories that this website broke their blog down into. So sometimes at the beginning when you're establishing categories for your blog, it may be very vague because you haven't written much. So over time this will start to get organized better and better, and you'll hopefully have less and less categories. So for instance, they have news, events, the coaches, WOD, and that's it. So everything for them has sort of fit into this. If they did like unique articles that were geared toward specific topics like nutrition, lifestyle, mobility, anything like that, then they can create other categories for those things. But until you really establish a lot of articles for yourself, just make it generic. Just put it under, something from the coaches, from the pastors, from whoever. So until you get there, then you can really organize things a little bit better. So let me show you what you can do. So to create a new category, let's say this one is mobility. Call it mobility, give it a cap at the front, all lowercase for the rest of your word. For this is your slug. So anytime if you look at a category, this is considered a slug. So this section here is going to be what you want this mobility one to be identified with. Sometimes you can put more you can put more keyword friendly terms if you want. Like if you had research from SEO, you could like actually find keyword phrases that are more geared towards what people actually search when they look up things for mobility. But simple is better, less is more. So keep this hopefully down to 1 word, 2 words. If you have anything like the mobility blog, you don't need all of this. So if it is something a little bit longer, you can take out you can take out blog. Just keep your keywords in there that are really important. Parent. So parent is going to tell you, hey, is this going to be categorized under another section of your blog? Like, is it going to be under news, like, or the coaches? Will the coaches have multiple categories within it that you can organize from? So let's just read this. Categories, unlike tags, can have a hierarchy. You might have a jazz category, and under that, children categories for bebop and big band and all that. Okay, so makes sense. You have parents and then you have children. If this is going to act as a child page, then you would need to identify that here. So, and then here's just a simple description. Sometimes it's helpful to identify that. Any fields you see that are empty, just put in the time to make it well done, and make sure you put your descriptions. Categories is one thing I don't think you really need to do it because it's going to update, and I'd hate for you to have to keep updating this. So there it is. So add new category, mobility. Right now it says 0 because there's 0 posts for it. Let's check out this site because I don't think it's going to show up. And it won't show up until, depending on your site, but usually these don't show up until you put a post in it. Yeah. So it still shows our 4 categories. So it's not showing uncategorized and it's not showing mobility because there's no post inside of it. So as soon as you create a new post, right, click add new, and you write everything out that you need to write out, and then and then you check mobility. That's when that post will now show up in there. And then when you post it or publish it, that's when you're going to start to see your post and your category show up in the blog feed. Again, not sure if every site is set up that way, but that is how this one is set up, to not show it until a post is actually in there. So quick way to update, again, you can check the category, hit quick edit, change your slug, change your name, do it right from here, or if you click on the category, it's very similar to post. It goes deeper into it, and this is interesting. So if you do have Yoast set up, you can go a bit further with this and take more time to identify things. So search engines can rank you higher for different categories. So let me just go back and delete this one because we don't need it. Mobility, delete. Okay. And it's gone. This one does not have a trash feature, so you'll just have to create a new one. If you do, it's gone for good. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks. Hope you learned something about categories.